Good morning, Internet. This is Rogan and I. We're at part 18 of this fabulous fan game. In the last part, we had to escape a creepy Phantom mask, and now we're at the windmill. Between the last part and this one, I did a couple of things off screen. We went to town to pick up some goodies, and we went to fight some baddies. And now we're ready to tackle this windmill, which is a full-fledged dungeon in this game. Gary has finally mastered the Happy Flower badge, so I don't have to keep that on him. Stan mastered one of his attack badges. And Ashley mastered one of her elemental badges. And now she's got the Happy Flower badge, which I'm hoping will cut down on flower point usage a little bit. She mastered the first level of FP+, so Gary's got it now. And now the Power Smash badge is on Stanley, which he hopes to learn. So let's make our way down here and see why this place had to be locked up. Yes, you're hearing right, that's the cave music from Super Mario World. With our first monster encounter, we're encountering some old stuff and some new stuff, sort of. The red beetles are known as spike tops. Spike tops have the same defenses and immunities as buzzy beetles. And because they have a spike on their back, they're immune to jump. And their spiking attack hurts a lot, but Surly Squall kills them just the same. Man, Ashley's loaded for bear. At least spike tops don't smile disturbingly like these things do. And at least Quake Hammer works nicely on them. Yuck. Good old non-elemental magic. And that is the end of them. That's a very good find. The cavern under the windmill branches off a lot of different directions. I think it's best to explore this area one area at a time. 3 spike tops. It looks like it's up to you, Ashley. Well, I could use pesticide on them. Since buzzy beetles are insect-like creatures, it would work quite well on them. But I keep forgetting to stock up on pesticide. There's a Gumando in the cafe that actually sells it to us. The spike tops give pretty good experience for defeating them. And since underneath the windmill is right next to town, it's not a bad place to level grind. I'm gonna explore the caverns on the east side of the entrance first. Since this dungeon isn't really all that linear, it's kind of best to do this. Another maple syrup is something I'll always like. Ugh! These creepy things are hiders. These ghost-like things made their appearance in Luigi's mansion. Despite that they look like they're coming from the ground, hammer attacks are actually useless on them. Pink works okay on them, as well as many of Ashley's attacks. Their special attack is Endo Bubble. This unpleasant-looking attack damages the target and causes sadness. They can also possess rocks and things to chuck at you. Since jump works on these things, Stanley isn't completely useless here. Their attacks are fairly damaging and they do have a fair bit of HP. Truth be told, I'm kind of lamenting not using Surly Squall. I'm pretty sure these guys are almost dead though. The most unsettling thing about these creatures is their creepy laughing mice laugh. Okay, let's patch ourselves up. Most of these side paths we're taking just basically lead to treasure. Come here, creepy bug, I want a word. And by word I mean magic phrase to blow you away with lightning. Earth attacks work really well on these guys, but Ashley doesn't know any earth magic that's strong enough to really make a difference here. The spikes on their back make pretty effective lightning rods. However, Ashley's too busy listening to her theme song in her head. Oh, here we go. A lightning storm cast underground. Don't mind me, I'm just coming down here to test a bug fix. Well, it looks like it worked. When I tested it a little earlier, the permissions were a bit wonky on that area. For some reason, the tile set was allowing Gary to step off the north-facing cliffs. Oh goody, there's 3 of them here. I'm definitely going to be using Surly Squall this time. I might want to consider using Multi-Stomp too. They are kind of beefy enough to survive the Surly Squall. The hider with his jazz hands. Endo Bubble worked this time. Let's see how much it hurt. How could this happen to me? These ghosts really are pretty beefy. Don't hurt Gary, you'll make Stan even more depressed. There's something to be happy about. Ashley wins by doing nothing. Well, she did regain 8 of her flower points. And she and Gary leveled up. Her FP is so much higher than her HP. Well, since we can only jump north-facing cliffs, let's jump down here. Yay. Our health is pretty good, but we do need a snack. Syrup swilling spellcasters. She sells seashells. Peter Piper's pecker. Everything I say seems to be a tongue twister. A bag of cookie mix and a dank natural cavern complex. Scrumptious. Oh hi guys, just let me select lightning and we'll be on our way. Oh my, I guess the Blue Beetles didn't want to find out if there's a god. The red ones are still quite eager. And there's Stanley's leveling. Sweet. I know there's another item box around here somewhere. Ah, gotcha. Ugh. It's just 2 hiders. Next! Thanks. More syrup for the snotty sorceress. And now let's get out of this area. And on to the next one. This area isn't really all that complicated or long, but it's not terribly exciting seeing all these mushrooms and green soil. I guess the one downside of a dungeon that isn't linear is that you do have to backtrack some. A save block? That's not a terribly good sign. There is something that is kind of tough beyond here, so it's kind of smart to use this thing. We'll heal ourselves up as well. We should be more or less ready for whatever's ahead. It's a treasure chest, and not just an item box. Oh shit. She's curious, but not that interested. Wee-hee! Fools! This is the Mario world, dude. You should know better than that. We're heroes. That's how we roll. Well, them's fighting words if I ever heard 'em. This treasure box monster's a Pandora. Judging by the music, I'd say it's some kind of mini-boss. Let's do some preliminary attacks to test the water a bit. Pink seems to work fine. Well, that was unpleasant. Earth seems to work pretty good. Ah, and it doesn't like being jumped on. For those of us who are old fogey Nintendo fans, both the monster and the music come from Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Huh, its physical attack is pretty painful too. I don't recall any of the chest monsters being actual bosses in that game though. Monsters are inside. Oh goody. We've been fighting a lot of flunky bosses lately. I'd like to do some healing, but since I'm locked I can't. Well, I can still use a couple of items, but still. Those hiders are gonna make things a little more complicated too. I'll try lightning. Lightning fixes everything. Well, I gotta give props to the Pandora. It did summon the meat-shieldiest baddies down here. Have some carbs, Gary. It missed, thank goodness. Not being able to cast Surly Squall would be a pretty big pain in the ass here. The Pandora is resistant to it, though. Oh. I'm pretty glad we're appropriately leveled, because this battle is hell on wheels if you're not. Just keep chipping away at them. It missed, but at least jumping on them's possible. I guess one of the upsides of this fight is that nobody can do any group attacks on us. Pandora's attacks might hurt a lot, but they're all single target. It's also not especially fast, so the three amigos will often go before he does. On the downside, Pandora is pretty meaty. Incidentally, Ashley has mastered Pretty Lucky. 1 down, 2-2. Well, 1 down. At least his entourage has been defeated for the time being. Ooh. The damage from that is pretty depressing, but at least Gary's not locked anymore. If Gary knew in the pink too, it would also cure status ailments. I don't seem to have any tasty tonics. I do have some tea though. Just let me waffle my way over in that direction. Maybe rock shower, maybe crabby cloud. No, rock shower. Medicine us up, pink boy. I'm kind of glad that missed. A spot of ginseng soothes the soul. Okay, hopefully he's done summoning help. We'll just whip up our battle strategy, and here we go. Well, at least there's just one this time. Zap! Stan is the man in this battle. Time for another strategy powwow. Behold my terrible triangles. Terrible triangles indeed. Nice going. Side view battle is not RPG Maker XP's forte. Good job, Stanny boy. A chest with a ton of coins. Well, at least he's a good sport about it. We could take it off your hands. Sounds like we got a deal. Look at my fanny, look at my fanny, look at my fanny. That'll help us with Toad Town tunnels and the train station. It also makes your violet laser inexplicably stronger. Stan ain't into bears or otters. Bow chicka wow wow. No, they're not. Leave them alone for a couple of minutes. Oh, we will. The super hammer boosts Gary's attack by 12 points. The dungeon's mostly done, but we'll restore and save. Now we'll check out the west side of this dungeon area. There actually are some green blocks we can pound into dust over there. Fortunately, since the enemies on this side are all cleared out, it won't be too hard for us to get back. In fact, we are back. Oh dear, they're in cahoots with the hiders now. We can just blow them away with super cheap magic, though. Hider doesn't care. Alrighty, the stage is set. Blow them away, Ashley. Booyah! And that's the end of them. Let's keep going. Stan can jump across this here. Reddish pink box means a badge. The pink provoker badge gives Gary some access to some of his status ailment spells. I'm afraid we're not going to be using it right now, though. Gary hasn't mastered the Quake Hammer badge yet, and it's still pretty useful right now. Ooh, the green blocks. Yeah. Breaking them apart's always satisfying to see. Uh-oh. More hiders, more magic attack cannon fodder. Also pink attacks and jumping fodder. What to use, what to use. Showtime synergy. That is a fairly big boost in power. It's because the basic pink attacks also use Gary's attack power, and that's why he doesn't lose them when he gets locked. Life is pain. A magical manifestation of Ashley's bitchiness. And Stan's too depressed to do his job. Looks like we're gonna have another huddle. Feel the power of my pride. Being okay with your sexuality destroys ghosts. Okie doke, let me just get down here. And we'll engage that creepy ass insect. Which I won't subject you guys to because we've seen it a few times already. Sweet, super mushroom. As you guys can tell, there's probably something pretty important beyond here. However, I'm afraid that's gonna have to be reserved for the next part. As always, thank you guys very much for watching this. I really enjoyed putting it up. If you like it, like, fave, and subscribe. It really helps me out. See you later, everyone.